Today I want to show you 5 pro gimbal moves that you can use to create great videos for yourself or for your clients. This video is sponsored by Sloan, who makes the Weebill 3. Now this isn't my review of the Weebill 3. You can see that up in the corner. It'll pop up here. But this is one of my favorite travel gimbals because of how small and lightweight it is. But not only that, it can handle a lot of weight. So this is one of the better gimbals for filming what we're going to film today, because we're going to be running up a mountainside and creating a story about going to a mountaintop to be able to enjoy the view. Let's go. For a first shot, it might seem really simple, but following your subject through a scene works really well, especially if you're coming down a long corridor, a long hallway, or in this case, we're going to have Keith go across a bridge. I'm going to follow him as he crosses this bridge into this epic location and starts the journey kind of up the hill toward the mountaintop. But there's a couple of things to keep in mind. You can follow from behind, that works really well, but we're also going to do it from the front because you want to get a lot of variety of different types of shots whenever you're doing these. So you do all of your shots multiple times so that when you come to edit, you have a lot of different options to pull from. This next shot, it might seem simple, but it can do a lot for your story or for your video as you put it together. And that's a simple sliding shot where you're just basically moving the gimbal left to right or right to left through a scene. Now you can do a couple of different ways. You can follow a subject through a scene as you just slide left to right, or you can do it from behind them and slide left to right as they kind of move into the scene and keep moving through the scene. You get bonus points if you use something like the bushes behind me on this bridge, because we're going to have Keith walk across this bridge and then we're going to slide behind him as he gets on the bridge and walks across. You get bonus points if you use something like the bushes here as a foreground, and then you come around from behind it and reveal your subject as they move into the scene. The next gimbal move that you're going to want to use a lot is a side tracking shot. So we did kind of the forward push through shots, and then we did just a side sliding shot, which is a sliding shot you can do from the rear or you can do from the side. But a side tracking shot is different. It's where you follow your subject through a scene for a little bit. So right here we've got this nice little ridge line that goes up, and you've got, of course, this epic view behind us. So we're going to track Keith as he walks up through this. And the cool thing is we've got some of this higher grass and some of these weeds, bushes here. We're going to let those go through the shot in between us and the camera, and that's going to give us a lot of sense of motion. Much more than if we just had a clean shot with nothing moving between us and the subject. So if you can, use a foreground, something in the foreground to give that sense of motion that's between you and your subject. It'll add a lot to your shots. Our next shot is a reveal. Reveals are great for when you want to show more information to your audience and let them know what is going to be coming kind of down the road, and it definitely keeps people's interest. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a simple following shot down this path, and then we're going to pan and include another range of motion or another direction of motion, pan up to the mountain that we're trying to climb to get to the top and enjoy the view, which is part of our story here. Something that's really important in getting good looking gimbal footage is remember to vary your shots. So not all of them are from the same distance away. You want to get some that are really close to your subject, and you want to get some that are further away. This is a great spot to do some that are really further away. So we're going to just do a side tracking shot like we did down lower, but because of the waterfall behind us and because of this big rock, it's going to make for some really great backdrop and really great scenery to get a full body shot of Keith walking through this epic location. The next move we're going to talk about is a simple pan. Now there's 2 ways to do a simple pan. You can just pan the gimbal left and right, which is fine because the gimbal does smooth out that motion. So now that you've seen the regular pan, it's okay, it's not that exciting. We want to add more motion to it because what separates pro gimbal movements from just normal average gimbal movements is the amount of movement and motion that you get. And so you don't want a static shot, you want lots of movement and motion because that's what gimbals are for, smoothing all that motion out. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of opposite motion from the direction that we're panning. So we're going to pan left to right just like we did, but then at the same time we're going to move the gimbal from right to left, and that's going to introduce parallax. And the last shot we want to get is an orbit shot. Orbit shots are great for really showing off your subject and location. They're kind of a hero shot, like the culmination of the journey, showing off everything your subject worked to get to. And they're also great for product shots. So an orbit shot, while it's probably one of the more difficult shots to master with the gimbal, it's really important that you get it down, because when you do, it's absolutely magic. You get this great parallax effect, especially if you use longer focal lengths, like this is at 16 millimeters here. It's great, I mean, it's fine. It just doesn't have the same feeling as what we're about to get, which is with about 35 millimeters and our subject standing in the middle. So the idea of this shot is that our hero has had his journey all the way up here and now gets to stop on this pinnacle of the top of this mountain and enjoy the view and the vista and this beautiful fall day. You're going to want to watch this video right here to learn more tricks and tips on how to use a gimbal. In the meantime, if you have questions, ask me in the comments below or join my live stream, which happens most Wednesday nights at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern. At least Wednesday nights when I'm standing on top of a mountain in the middle of nowhere. See you again soon in the next video. Cheers.